From the creators of Relevant Magazine, this is the Relevant Podcast.
I'ma kill my ego, yeah. I'ma kill my ego. Putting blood in the ground where he go. Feeling like a hero, listening to beast mode. Cause I've been flipping tables in the temple on my soul. So to go to who I am like it was dope in plastic bags. Now I'm holding on to hope of what I have. With a coffin broken open and a dagger in my hand singing. I'm a dead man walking, I got nothing to lose. I'm a dead man walking, I got blood in my shoes. I'm a dead man walking, I got nothing to prove. I'm dead already, ain't nothing that the devil can do. I'm a dead
It's a week of Friday, March 2nd, 2018, and it's the Relevant Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and here with me in our Orlando studios, our producer, my brother, Chandler Strang.
Hello.
It's a different show this week. On the Skype line from Loverland, Virginia, Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
Joining us from Nashville, Tennessee, our newest podcaster, author, speaker, podcaster, Annie F. Downs.
Good morning, gents. Cameron, you're so smiley today.
And back in black from Nashville, Tennessee, Tyler Huckabee is joining us.
Hey, y'all.
Eddie is off this week on assignment. I am smiley. I just had breakfast with our friend Don Miller.
What did you guys eat?
I had avocado toast.
Oh, man, that's so delicious.
No, I'm not a millennial, but it was delicious. I'll tell you that much.
So let me ask you, is it just toast with avocado spread on it?
Did you put an egg on it?
I did not get the poached egg because it was actually my second breakfast today. So I thought it'd be light.
Cameron,
Cameron, can you give us any updates from the life of Don Miller? Any juicy details?
He's really into real estate right now. He's thinking about buying more things.
Oh man, whoa! Don't get too hot. This is a family podcast. Whoa! Pump the brakes here. Did Don send you to talk about that?
Storybrand is doing well. We talked about our friend Bob Goff, who has a new book coming out. Very exciting. It's coming out in a few weeks.
We just talked to him recently. Spoiler alert! But
I got some.
Boy, y'all are breaking so much news today.
I got some dish on Bob and Don's friendship. It was a lot of scoops. It was a lot of fun.
Wow.
We had a good time.
It sounds like
Don wanted to come through. He was today, actually, that we're recording is Bob's birthday, and he was in town this morning as well, and so we were texting with him. But Don wanted to come by and see the new studio because he's thinking about getting a space up in Nashville for his team, and he wanted to see what we were doing here. So it was fun. It was good seeing him.
That's fancy. Hey, Tyler Huckabee, I went and saw Black Panther last night just because I know we'd be talking today.
Oh, did you? Can you give me your? I don't know if we can do a spoiler review yet. Do we do spoiler alerts on the podcast?
No,
can you give me a spoiler free review?
Yeah, do a spoiler free review.
Yeah.
Okay. I liked it. I mean, I don't know how to use spoilers when you do review. I would only know how to non-spoiler review because I'm not going to tell how it ends. I'm just going to say I really liked it. And the whole time I was comparing it to your Twitter train of it being The Lion King.
Okay. Can we talk about my Twitter train for just a second? I promise this is not going to get too insidery or too long. Okay. But this is not an exaggeration. I spent days going through the released Black Panther footage and finding corresponding Lion King imagery in an attempt to line up these side-by-side shots of a shot from Black Panther that they've released and a shot from Lion King as part of a weird Twitter conspiracy theory that Black Panther was just going to be a remake of Lion King, thinking that this is going to be it. My ship's going to come in. I'm going to release this Twitter feed. People are going to laugh about it. It's going to I'm going to wake up next morning. BuzzFeed's going to be all over it. Relevant, obviously, is going to be posting the whole thing. That's just a given. The White House is going to be giving me the Medal of Honor or whatever.
Happened?
Probably 3 retweets altogether on this.
Brutal.
Total. And now I found out that Annie Downs, of all people, is aware of it, did not, to my knowledge, even retweet it.
And I'll say decency. She was unimpressed. Very unimpressed.
No. I needed to see the movie first. I will actually do it this very day. I'll do it this very day because now that I've seen the film.
Tyler, I have a different theory of why. I mean, listen, let's be real here. You have a very white following, I assume. I think as a white person retweeting things about Lion King and African movies, you just don't know how it's going to land. You know what I mean? So you just kind of go, oh, okay, good for Tyler. He went
Days
there.
well spent.
Yeah.
It's part of the brand. It's all part of building the brand. I really want to own the Disney Marvel Cinematic Universe intersection on Twitter. And it's a lonely space right now. I admit it, but I'm building it. It's a start.
Is that a thing? Is there some conspiracies about Marvel and Disney being one?
I said, it's a lonely space right now.
Well, Disney does own Marvel
Disney
now.
owns them.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. So there's layers here. I thought through it, but I will admit that it was not my most successful venture.
But maybe the most time consuming.
Yeah.
Probably not even the most, definitely the most time consuming by a significant margin.
He spent more time on that than cover stories he's written for us.
That is 100% true.
We have a great show in store for you today. Coming up later, Rich Wilkerson Jr. joins us. He's pastor in Miami. He was the guy who married Kim and Kanye, if you remember.
Yeah, he is.
He's an
that
author.
briefly comes up in our conversation.
He's an author. He had his own
Kanye
TV
West?
show. Yeah. Kim
Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. Okay, I gotcha.
Okay.
I'm tracking now.
Rich Wilkerson Jr.
Yeah. Also coming up, Jonathan Merritt and Kirsten Powers joined us. She's a political commentator on CNN. Jonathan Merritt is an author and religion reporter. They come on to discuss how to navigate faith and politics and some of the big issues that Christians must engage with. Jesse, why are Jonathan and Kirsten joining us to talk about faith and politics?
Well, it just so happens that this spring they have a new podcast launching with RPN called The Faith Angle. Trailer out now. Please subscribe. It's gonna be awesome, and we're excited to have them on the show today. They are the most qualified people ever to do anything with us. Can I just say that?
I mean, present company excluded. Rude.
Well,
That's true. Yeah, it's a big good show.
Even in my phone conversations with them, they're both so authoritative.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know?
I'm so stoked about that show, Jesse. I'm glad you are doing that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I want to say this. About a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I get a call from Jonathan Merritt on my phone, and he doesn't call very often. I pick up and hey, Jonathan,
Tyler.
and he says, he doesn't call very often.
End of story.
He's like, I read this theory you have going about the Lion King, and dude, it's very
And
offensive.
Jonathan Merritt and Black
And
Panther.
he said, "Hey, listen, man, I feel like it's pretty problematic."
You might want to take that down. Yeah.
He said, Tyler, I am here with Kristen Powers, and can you tell me how in the heck, when you record a podcast, you stop? He pauses. Okay, wait, I think I got it figured out. Hangs up, never called me back again. That was the extent of the conversation.
So learned
good.
a lot about your friendship, Justin.
Yeah,
It's going to be weird doing a show this week without Eddie. We're Inside Baseball. We're recording 2 shows in 1 week. You guys are hearing it at the normal pace, but we had to record this a week and a half ago because tomorrow morning around 4 a.m, I'm leaving. Jesse's leaving. We're going to Somalia. We aren't able to. We were told not to mention that via social media prior to arriving, but by the time you hear it, we will be on our way back. But actually, are we going to Somalia or Somaliland?
So, from what I understand, like technically, the international community, including the United States, only recognizes Somalia, but Somaliland pretty much operates autonomously and prefers to only be recognized as their own country. So it's a little complicated, but we are going to Somaliland, which, like I said, it's in the northern part of the country, away from like Mogadishu, the capital, and they actually have their own capital city, which is where we're flying in and out of.
So Jesse,
Jesse's done a lot of research.
Yeah,
I know. I'm schooled on this now.
I literally
And
haven't.
saved his
I haven't packed one thing. I haven't thought about the trip at all. We're leaving in about 10 hours. I have a tendency, because I have a very full life. I have a tendency that once I get on the plane, I'll say, "Okay, where am I going? Okay, let me read up on that." The first time I went to Africa, I'm very embarrassed about this, but I'll tell you how unprepared I was. It was a very last minute trip. I was invited to go to Rwanda, and I'd never been there. This is back in 2008, and I'd never been there. I knew of the genocide and all that, but I didn't really know much about the country. And so it was a very last minute trip. I'd get on the plane. I literally am like, what do I do? So I pull my laptop out and I start watching Hotel Rwanda. You
No.
You don't watch Hotel
wow.
Rwanda
Cameron.
on a plane with Rwandans going to Rwanda.
No.
Just a
Not a good look.
just a little tip there, a little travel tip, pro tip.
Yeah.
Here's the irony: we all land. I didn't know who I was meeting. I hoped somebody would meet me at the airport. They did. We had a group. I didn't know the group.
Wait, you didn't know who was picking you up? You just got on a plane and thought someone will grab me?
No, it literally. I mean, Rick Warren emailed me a few days earlier and he said, "Hey, I'm going to Rwanda. You should go with me." I got on a plane. That's what you do. And so I landed, hoped somebody would pick me up. Somebody did. The entire group, I mean, was planned, earlier. They were staying at the Intercontinental Hotel. It's a very nice hotel. There was no more rooms. And so I, by myself, got put in a cab to go to my own hotel.
Nope.
It pulls up the driveway to the Hotel Mikoline, which was Hotel Rwanda.
No, Cameron.
Oh, my
I'd have
God.
driven straight to the
Are
airport.
you serious?
I'm staying by my first time in Rwanda. I go into the room.
Whoa.
The interior of the hotel is all 1990s
No.
fabrics. It's exactly how it was when that happened.
That's
and
a
I'm sitting there
nightmare.
in this room by myself going, what is my life right now? It was just one of those things.
Jesse, this is your tomorrow, bud.
Yeah.
I know. I need to watch a film about Somaliland and to really bone up on the plane.
Now, explain again why you shaved your beard, Jesse.
Yeah. So Jesse, if you can't see him, this theater of the mind, I'll describe it. Jesse, for the first time in his life, totally clean shaven right now.
I know, because I told Cameron, I'm like, look, we're going to be gone for a week. I don't want to deal with shaving. I don't want to shave like on a trip. I'm just going to go and let it go for a week. I figure I just timed it out right,
Are you prepared, Jesse? Do you need any tips on traveling internationally? I know you haven't been to Africa before.
I haven't been to Africa before. I've traveled internationally, a handful of times, but I'm happy to hear any tips that you have. I don't know what to ask, but if you have any,
don't overpack. I plan on wearing the same jeans a bunch. Just don't overpack. Bring power bars because you just don't know when and where you're gonna be able to eat. And even if you have a full meal, it may not be filling. And everything else should be okay.
Bring stuff to help you sleep. Bring what's that stuff called?
Melatonin?
The natural stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I have that. And also, so Cameron was giving me a hard time before we started recording because I said, hey, are you bringing multiple button-up shirts, right? Because we're going to be going to see the humanitarian efforts of a famine. So I just want to know his number of button-up shirts.
Right.
And he acts like that's a ridiculous
It is a
question.
ridiculous question.
And I'm the one who's bringing malaria pills, and Cameron is going pill-free.
Nightmares.
Pill-free. Yeah, dude.
I don't understand why nightmares. Like what and it causes
malaria
that.
pills give you nightmares. There's one
That's
set of
what the
malaria
doctor
pills
said.
that's like their number one side effect. So
That's
he's going to
so
start
bizarre.
dreaming that he's in Hotel Rwanda.
The doctor literally said when she was giving to me 2 days ago, she goes, start taking these one day before your trip. I'm just giving you a heads up. You're going to have very vivid, colorful dreams. There'll be colorful
I
dreams.
told you not to get
And
those,
all I
Jesse.
had was Annie in my head saying, you're going to have horrible, horrible nightmares. So I'm going to take them tonight. Today's day one. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm kind of seeing what kind of inception level I can go. To be honest, it's kind of a thing I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to bed tonight for that.
It's going to be terrible. That's awful.
So, Cameron, how many dress shirts are you bringing? Let's
It's
just
not
lay this
dress
out here
shirts.
right now.
I'm not wearing dress shirts. I'm wearing what I wear to work, which is jeans and a untucked
but you want
button-down
a button
shirt.
down right now.
Yeah, I'll wear this and
Thanks.
then sneakers. I mean, we're not going on a safari. I mean, we're going to be in towns and villages, meeting with people who are affected by the famine, seeing the efforts to save lives. I mean, it's not going to be.
Cameron, Jesse, on behalf of Cameron, I'd like to apologize for his tone he's taking with you, like you're an idiot for not knowing how to be in a famine.
I'm just saying, is a t-shirt appropriate? That was the
Right.
question.
I would say bring whatever you're comfortable in, but just remember,
So
I've already told I can't wear what I'm
it's a
comfortable
very
with, Cameron,
closed-
which are cut-off shorts.
Just remember, it's a closed Muslim country, and,
That's what I
and
was
skin
told.
is an
No
issue.
shorts.
And so long sleeve shirts would be preferable versus t-shirts. No shorts, absolutely no shorts.
That's so crazy to me.
I wear long sleeve. I wear the button down because of the long sleeve shirt. Number one, it's more conservative looking, but number two, just bug deterrent.
I have malaria pills, so I'm fine.
Tyler, have you ever taken the
I
malaria
have
pills?
malaria pills and sweet dreams every night. Real horrific, vivid ones. Hey, if you awake to night terrors, Cameron, just like if you awake to someone just going, ah! It's because of the malaria pills, and it's another horrific night
I
terror.
took the malaria pills one time, but I don't remember anything about dreams. I just got nauseous one time. I threw up or whatever right now.
Jesse,
There are
I
two
do want to
sets.
apologize.
Okay.
The trip organizer was trying to book us on the same flights, and I was going to fly to your town and we were going to fly together. I am no longer flying with you. You are flying by yourself. I am.
Oh, really?
Oh,
What happened?
Jesse's face. If the world could have seen Jesse's face.
Well,
No, it's all,
Truth be told, I didn't know that we weren't on the same flight, but they gave us two flight options, and one of the flights, because we're flying coach, one of them was with Emirates Airlines. Emirates, their coach experience is like a premium class on other airlines. It's fantastic food, big spacious seats.
Glad you
a
thought
lot
of me
tech.
too,
And
because
I
I'm
was like,
flying
wow,
Ethiopian Airlines.
listen,
I
if it's-
Googled it last night. It's owned
Yeah.
by the Ethiopian government. I'm sure it's lovely, but
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell him, Cameron?
So I'm like, I'm flying Emirates, and so I'm
yeah.
going
Why
through
didn't
New
you
York.
say, "Hey, Jesse, pro tip"? Hey,
Serious.
Go
if you
Emirates.
have the choice between Emirates and Ethiopian Airlines, choose Emirates.
Yeah, always choose Emirates. It's a like a lounge up there. It's
Cameron
wonderful.
is hazing you from start to finish. on this
Exactly.
trip,
What is
Jesse.
this about?
I
You're
assumed-
asking it's a ridiculous question. We're going to be walking in a humanitarian site if a T-shirt is appropriate.
Yeah.
I get hazed for that,
Yeah.
and then he didn't even tell me what airline to fly.
I'll just tell you this.
And now you're
Cameron,
flying
this is
by
not
yourself
starting
to
off great.
Africa.
This is not starting
I've
off
flown
great.
internationally enough to know that the airline experience makes or breaks the entire trip, because you're crammed in there with a lot of people, and
Yeah.
it's-
Such
Thanks.
a monster, Cameron.
so I assumed, Jesse, that they were going to book us both on Emirates, because I was just saying, hey, by the way,
Well,
Emirates is preferable.
Hey, you know what happens when you assume?
You get nightmares.
You get stuck on Ethiopian Airlines. That's what
Okay,
happens.
I'm gonna be. Here's what's gonna happen. Cameron's in the lap of luxury, wearing a conservative, untucked dress shirt. I am in my safari tank top, crammed in an airline. Would overdose on malaria pills, having night terrors the entire time.
and telling everybody how Lion King is just like Black Panther. It's going to be terrible.
It's interesting. We should be going to Africa because, I have this theory about Jesse. I'll send you the talking points. Don't worry about it. I got this.
That's the picture I'm playing out, Cameron. You've left me totally unprepared and insecure about this trip. Thanks a lot.
I'll have
We're
the
leaving
little,
an
little
hour.
sleeping
Going.
mask and the hot towelettes in the morning. I will land refreshed and ready to go. You will be sweaty,
I'm in a
disheveled.
mesh tank top because I want to stay cool and comfortable out there. No one told me to dress like I'm business casual, okay? I've gotten very few details. The details I have, I looked up on the internet, which thankfully I know, but I'm bailing. Who wants to go?
Yeah, serious, Jesse. That was going to be my next suggestion. Just forget it. Just don't get on the plane.
Honestly, I've seen Jesse in one dress shirt. The same dress shirt multiple times once a year at the relevant Christmas party. Jesse wears the same white dress shirt.
All right, we don't
And the
need to
same
wear
white
dress
suit.
shirts. We're not going to church, so we don't need to wear dress shirts. Just be comfortable,
I think it's the only button-up thing Jesse has, though.
You know what? Go over to like a Dick's Sporting Goods or something and get one of those like Columbia kind of like fishing shirts things,
With the
that they
flap
wear
on
on
the back, like
safaris
the
with the
button-down
flap.
flap.
Oh yeah. Do that.
You just gotta air out my back like it buttons up, and they air
Right.
out the back. That's what those are made for,
And
right?
also, as if you can trust Cameron on anything international right now.
I don't,
That's really
because
true.
I saw, one of the guys we're going with, Brian, texted us a very comical hat, and I don't think he's joking about wearing it. So,
No. he said, like, here's what we're gonna do, blah blah, and I will be wearing my travel hat, and you're gonna make fun of me.
if
But
you would have gotten this picture, you would not say this is a dress shirt scenario. If you saw the hat he's wearing, you would not
it's
think.
not a dress shirt scenario. It's just a button-down shirt scenario. It's
Is it like a bucket hat? Is that? I'm picturing like a utilitarian
it's
bucket
woven.
hat.
It's there in the
It's
theater
a
of the mind.
woven, large. Cameron, I don't. It's a. How would you even describe that hat?
I didn't get the text. I
Does
think
it
he
have
just
a,
sent
like
it to
a
you.
neck cover, like where it comes like a little cape in the back?
Yeah.
It might as well. It might. It's very large. I couldn't see the full perimeter, but if it had accessories, it wouldn't
I have
surprise me.
no
Are you talking like
Nothing
a Bob
you've described
Marley,
sounds like
a Bob
hat.
Marley knit hat?
No, I'm talking like it's like woven out of some kind of straw like safari hat.
Okay.
You would see this and you would not think business casual. That's all I'm saying. You could see how I was mistaken to think I'd be fine in jeans and a t-shirt. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
You will be fine in jeans and a t-shirt if you prefer to wear that. I would just throw a jean shirt or some other long sleeve
No, do not throw a jean shirt anywhere.
Whoa,
Jesse,
jean
do
shirt.
not throw a jean shirt.
Hey, I was going to go, listen, because now Cameron has me questioning, I'm going full lino. I'm going double denim, tucked in the whole time. Because you know why Jay Leno wears that.
It's hardy. Yeah.
It's very hardy. He can be in the garage 1 second and doing a sit-down interview the next. It's very versatile, the full lino. I'm going full lino this trip.
Isn't that called a Canadian tuxedo?
Yeah. Well, no, that's the jacket and the jeans matching. Tyler wears that a lot.
Right.
The matching.
Who do you
jeans
think has the more iconic post night show look? Letterman with the Santa Claus beard, or Leno with the denim on denim?
You say iconic, you got to go Letterman though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Leno, it like it's like if Letterman like did his next episode of his Netflix show and he's clean shaven, it would be like notable. We'd be like, oh, I literally cannot picture Jay Leno wearing anything but double denim or a full suit.
But did he do that when he had the show?
I think he was always double denim.
Yeah.
Do you think he wears like the black leather belt with the silver like triangle tip, like end on it?
Yeah. The Texas little, yeah.
Like Texas, he has a bolo tie. He doesn't always put it on, but he has it.
And for
It's
sure
100% reversible. Like it's brown leather on the other side.
Right.
I don't think Jay Leno's the type to own much jewelry, but if he does, turquoise is involved.
Yeah, turquoise.
It's a very
I put money
southwestern
that Tyler
flag.
Huckabee owns a bolo tie.
You don't need nobody take the bet because Annie's right on the money. Right on the money.
Yeah, I knew it.
When I was
I
in
get
fifth grade,
multiples.
I know I've told this story, but when I was in fifth grade, my only bolo tie experience was the guy who taught music class, this little tiny Christian school I went to. We had a combined music class with the fourth and fifth grade. And he was like the school janitor, but he like doubled as the music teacher. And he wore a bolo tie one day, and before class, a kid raised his hand and said, "Mr. So-and-so, I really like your tie." And he said, "Oh, thank you." And he took it off and gave it to the student. And I thought that was really nice. I raised my hand, "Mr. So-and-so, I really like your pants." And I got sent to the principal's office.
Is that for real?
Really?
Yeah,
That's a real story.
it's a real story. I was a little smart aleck.
Not gonna lie. It sounded like it was some joke, like some punchline.
Yeah.
No, I got sent to the principal's office because I was a little smart aleck in fifth grade.
It really did sound like one of those jokes that like your youth pastor tells you at summer camp.
Right.
No.
Did you look like Cohen when you were that age, Cameron?
He looks like me. Yes,
Yeah. That's what I was picturing.
a little smart aleck Cohen. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, moving the show along, it's time for our weekly look back at what happened in culture and entertainment. It's time for
In case you missed it.
Hey, in case you missed it, Charlemagne the God and Stephen Furtick sat down for an extended conversation about faith, race, and church this week. The Elevation Church pastor opted for a different approach to his weekly sermon. He showed a video of his conversation with the Breakfast Club radio host. The two are both from the same small town in South Carolina and went to the same school, although they didn't know each other. The two visited areas in the town to discuss their own personal stories, their roots, and how their upbringing shaped their views on race, social issues, and faith. Here's a clip.
And I wouldn't have seen it in myself.
It's funny how when you sit back and you watch how God can direct your steps, so to speak. Like, I thought I wanted to be a rapper, so I meet Willie Will. Willie Will tells me about Z93 going to get an internship. So then I get the chance to be on the radio. Then Tessa tells me I sound great. And that's just all the spark I need. Like that's what my whole story is. My whole story is rooted in a great foundation of spirituality. But then it was a whole lot of divine misdirection because I wasn't doing what God wanted me to do. And like I feel like for people to read that story and see me go all of these different places but end up where I ultimately feel like God wants me to be. And if you ask me right now, what does God want me to do? I know to serve.
That's a duo I would not expect to sit down for an extended conversation.
Serious, me too.
Not because of anything about them individually. I would just never assumed that they would cross paths.
Hey, in case you missed it this week, Erwin McManus spoke out about the importance of Black Panther at Mosaic Church.
Did he happen to bring up anything about the connection to Lion King? Because that's a big conspiracy. It's been sweeping Twitter. It's crazy. It's going crazy.
He said, I know you guys have seen this line. 3 people tweeted this in the congregation, and it's problematic. Let's avoid it, please.
He posted the clip on Instagram with the caption, "Black Panther is the cultural expression we need right now." And he discussed the significance of the movie's message. Here's a clip.
Just to have a powerful message of identity and of meaning and giving a sense of even social responsibility and how to redirect what could be bitterness into actually making the world better. It's everything storytelling should be. It's everything filmmaking should be. And I'm sitting in the movie, and about 2 minutes to the end, I have this thought going through my head. I've never been prouder of being black. and then I remembered I wasn't, and I was so disappointed. I mean, I was like, oh. Right? And but then I remember when I did that 23andMe, like it goes back, and 30,000 years ago, your people came from Northeast Africa, so I'm claiming it.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, getting a lot of attention.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I haven't.
You're the only person?
Yeah.
I haven't either.
2 people.
Oh my gosh, we're the only ones who've seen it, Tyler.
As we're flying over to Wakanda, watch Black Panther.
Again, probably not the best decision to watch. Yeah.
It's very good. I thought it was really interesting. And there is an interesting thing happening around it that as a white woman, I said to my friend yesterday, I said, I don't connect with it like I'm hearing other people connect with it. But if my black friends feel this connected to this movie, I want to see it because of that. I want to see what they feel so connected to so that I can help start understanding better.
Well, it's the same reason that they wanted to watch Fried Green Tomatoes, because of how you connected with it. And it helps them understand you.
Yeah, I do love a good story where they make a human into barbecue. You're exactly right.
Spoiler alert.
I think people who know me know that I really like Marvel. I really like the Marvel universe. I've always been a big fan of comic books, and Black Panther was a big favorite of mine when I was a little kid. And even if the movie hadn't been, and I enjoyed the movie a lot, but I think you can still, even if you're not into superhero movies at all, you don't really care about comics, the moment is still really cool to be a part of for this movie, to see something super positive that really affirms a deeper engagement with issues of race and representation. It's important. I would think saying this as a Marvel fan, I think it's important and cool whether or not you are one.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, in case you missed it, Black Panther breakout star Letitia Wright discussed how Christianity has changed her life and her career. The actress has garnered rave reviews for stealing scenes as T'Challa's little sister, Shuri. While appearing on the UK talk show This Morning, it's called This Morning. It wasn't that it was This Morning.
Thank you. Thanks,
just FYI.
Oh, good. Thanks
Wright explained how she got burned out by acting and ended up finding Christ, who helped her find a new purpose in life. Here's the clip.
I came off from it and I went on a journey to discover God and my relationship with God, and I became a Christian, and it really just gave me so much love and light within myself, and so much I felt secure, and I felt like I didn't need validation from anyone else or from getting a part. My happiness wasn't dependent on that. It was dependent on my relationship with God.
Because as an actress, you are judged.
Yes, you are.
All the time by producers, yes, by social media.
And did that help, that break? Have you come back to acting thinking, I love my work, I love my job, but it doesn't define me completely?
Exactly, and I'm centered in who I am, and I'm really grateful. I'm not perfect, especially as a Christian, you're not perfect, but you're walking every day and trying to just stay connected. And yeah, it's helped me a lot, so I'm really grateful.
Also, okay, in case you missed it, Javier Bardem plays a priest in a new movie called Thy Kingdom Come, in which real people confess their sins. Sounds a little voyeuristic.
This is a trippy story.
So back in 2012, director Terrence Malick made a movie called To the Wonder, in which Javier Bardem plays a Spanish priest in Oklahoma struggling with his faith. Malick shoots a lot of extra stuff for his movies and is known to cut out a lot of footage. So now Eugene Richards, who shot many of the scenes with Bardem, is taking all the extra footage and turning it into his own movie called Thy Kingdom Come. The curveball in all this is that for To the Wonder, Malick had real people come forward to confess their sins to Bardem. They knew Bardem wasn't a real priest, but that doesn't stop them from opening up about deaths in their family, wishes they've never been able to realize, and regrets they've had. One confession was with a former KKK leader. So Richards told The New Yorker, most people knew him as the murderer in No Country for Old Men. Some didn't know who he was at all, and absolutely no one cared in the end who he was, except that he was there to listen. The movie drops later this year.
The trailer, Tyler, did you watch the trailer for this?
I did, yeah.
It's pretty stirring. I mean, it like, even though they know this is an actor portraying a priest, these people are absolutely sincere. It's kind of strange to watch.
I'm always interested in what Terrence Malick is gonna, even when I don't like his movies, and I would say I like about half of Terrence Malick's movies. I'm on board. I want to know.
First half.
and then I'm asleep. I'm fast asleep. And even if I've taken a malaria pill, I'll wake up with a night terror in the second half. But have you ever watched the whole Terrence Malick movie?
Do you know how long you have to take them after you get back, Jesse? Like, it keeps going. You have to take all of them.
It's a week of sheer terror, of unmitigated terror.
Picture this. He's gonna be unshaven, looking disheveled. He's gonna be looking like Joaquin Phoenix in that when he was the rapper. You know what I mean?
As soon as I doze off every night.
Jesse, literally, I want you to bring big sunglasses. I want you to bring a black suit, a white dress shirt, a black tie, and turn into basically Joaquin Phoenix
the whole time.
Yeah. Hey, in case you missed it, Kathie Lee Gifford started preaching while giving a tribute to Billy Graham on the Today Show. The longtime talk show host got emotional while discussing the life and legacy of the evangelist who passed away last week at the age of 99. She then shared why the gospel is powerful, especially in times of mourning. Here's the clip.
Because my whole family came to faith in Jesus through the Billy Graham organization.
Is that right?
Yes, and I personally did, going to the first movie that the Billy Graham organization ever put out. It was called The Restless Ones. And it's like God met me in my heart right where I lived. I wanted to be an actress. So where does God meet me? In a movie theater. And at that time, he took a lot of flack for even making a movie.
See, I find this so interesting because you have the same philosophy as he did, which he used to say, he used to preach about the joy of belief.
Absolutely.
That sounds like you.
And what just happened for Billy happened for my husband, happened for my mother, for my father. Everybody that dies in Christ goes immediately into the arms of Christ for eternity. That is the hope of the Christian faith. Yes, it gives us the tools we need to live in the world today while we're alive. But that's why I could hold my dead husband in my arms and rejoice, because I knew where he was. And it gives you the peace that passes all understanding. And if we've ever needed peace in this world, we need it now, right? And somebody says to me, why are you so bold about your faith? And I was looking at everybody's beautiful face right now. You too. They said, why are you so bold about your faith? And I said, you know what? If you had the cure for cancer, would you keep it quiet? Or would you hold it and keep it a secret? And I always say, I have the cure for the malignancy of the soul. And he has a name, and it's Jesus.
I thought that was amazing. I love how she just like goes for it whenever she wants to.
Yeah. I mean, that was literally just the gospel message.
Yeah, no, it's powerful.
I just think she's kind of like, I'm Kathie Lee. I can say whatever I want.
You know, Jesse and I have a connection to Kathie Lee Gifford.
I don't know.
We went to the same university. She went to Oral Roberts University in Tulsa, Oklahoma. She was a She was an Oral Roberts singer. She traveled the country singing on the TV show and stuff.
No way.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like an actual connection.
I mean, I know
alumnus is not enough.
Okay, so I was in
challenge accepted, Annie.
I was in Jerusalem last year. And a friend of mine from LA was there and it was like, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh, I'm here with Kathie Lee Gifford. She wanted to go on a pilgrimage to the wall and stuff. And so she just brought some of her friends and he was on the trip. And so I met her in Jerusalem last year.
Much better story. Okay. Much better story, Cameron. Well done.
I know several women named Kathy. So I didn't want to bring it up because I didn't want to be braggadocious. But if you want to go there, we can go there. So my wife's middle name is Lee. So, I'm sorry, Annie. You want me to keep going?
Don't you have a Gifford fishing rod?
Yeah, I mean, I assume so. If not, I'm going to purchase one today, Annie F. Down. So we'll see.
All right, well, that'll do it for In Case You Missed It. Stay tuned. Up next, Slices.
Whatever happened to
listening to Courtney Barnett. The song is Nameless, Faceless. At the beginning of the podcast, you heard Joshua Luke Smith. The song is Dead Man. When Chandler found that one, it had 25 listens.
We're just ahead of the curve, you know what I mean?
25. This week's show is brought to you by Blue Apron. Blue Apron is the leading meal kit delivery service in the U.S. Many of you know what Blue Apron does, but many of you don't know about the types of meals you eat when you cook with Blue Apron, like quick bucatini with broccoli and pecorino cheese, and Italian-style shrimp and sweet pepper. With incredible ingredients and chef-designed recipes, Blue Apron lets you see what the power of food can do.
Can I say something about Blue Apron?
Please.
I was always intimidated by meals like this. You know, anything that is really more than 2 ingredients has
more
always
than
been very
bologna
intimidating.
and mayonnaise. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Milk, cereal, you know, ketchup, French fry.
Yeah.
That's as deep as I go.
Right.
I get these Blue Apron kits. They have like these sheets that come, like these like pieces of paper that have like pictures and instructions. And honestly, I felt like, okay, even I can do this. And you know what? Pulled it off. No problem. They were delicious.
There you go. Blue Apron delivers fresh, pre-proportioned ingredients and step-by-step recipes right to your door that can be cooked in under 45 minutes. The menu changes every week based on what's in season and is designed by Blue Apron's in-house culinary team. There's actually 12 new recipes each week, and you can pick 2, 3, or 4 recipes based on what fits your schedule. Right now, Blue Apron is treating Relevant Podcast listeners to $30 off your first order when you visit blueapron.com/relevant. So check out this week's menu and get your $30 off at blueapron.com/relevant. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. Okay, it's time for Slices. What do you have, Jesse?
All right, so I went down a little bit of catfish hole. I was going to say rabbit hole, but I'm saying catfish hole after last week's episode.
Man, I'm telling you.
Where we had a listener on who taught us extensively about the art of hillbilly hand fishing.
Oh my goodness.
I'm talking noodling, people. It's when you jam your hand down into a hole and use your bare fist, and the intention is to have a catfish bite onto it, and you pull it out, and that's how you catch
literally
fish, right?
agitate this fish. So it's down in the hole to lay eggs. And you agitate it to the point that it's so angry that it lashes out and bites onto your hand. And you pull your arm up, and you've got somewhere between a 10 and 80 pound catfish hanging on the end. It's crazy.
I love that guy.
So I'm thinking a lot about this after last week's show. And I'm also thinking about new podcast segment. I'm talking to our good buddy here at the office, Tyler Daswick, for his next segment of Dazzle Do It. Last time he went and ate a bunch of waffles. So I had an idea. What if we send Daz on a noodling adventure? And I set him out on some research. I'm like, Daz will do it. You know, let's take this thing up a notch. What if we sent you noodling and you came back with an audio experience for us, right? So he goes and does some research. And here's what I was shocked to find. And I need to blow the lid off this, guys. Catfishing is probably illegal. Noodling is illegal in the state of Florida. By law, it is prohibited to dive underwater, stick your fist in a catfish hole, and pull a live one out. Daz says that there's not even underground societies in Florida. So this is illegal in like 8 different states across the country. This was such a big deal in Texas that this is a headline from the Washington Post back in 2006. Long arm of the law penalizes Texans who nab catfish by hand. They've since noodlers in Texas were so outraged by this law that this is a misdemeanor crime. They could be fined $500 and face jail time if they're caught noodling. That they actually got politically active and got noodling legal in the state of Texas. So right now in Florida, I did a deep dive. No pun intended.
Serious.
Okay, so this is from the Florida Fish and Wildlife website. Freshwater fish may not be taken out by use of any free-floating, unattached device or by taking fish or wildlife with firearms, explosives, electricity, spear guns, poisons, or other chemicals. I'm tracking there. That's not sporting. No one wants to see somebody drop a hairdryer in a lake and see all the fish come up. That's not fair, okay? Hairdryer fishing, not allowed. I get that. Yeah. Seems reasonable. Okay, allow me to read the next slide. This is Florida law. The taking of fish by underwater swimming or diving is prohibited. That line was specifically put in there to prevent legal noodling. So the only way you're allowed to catch fish, you can catch them with nets, you can crossbow them, you can catch them with a hook, but they're saying catching with your bare hand isn't sporting. This is insane. It's the most sporting way possible. This is mono a fish. Yeah. This is man versus wild. Any animal you can commandeer. I don't care if it's a white tiger. Right. If you commandeer it with your bare hands, that should be legal. Yeah. This is the law of nature we're violating here. Is this insane to anyone else?
Oh, wow. I never thought of it that way.
Yes, I can't believe it. Is that the only, I don't know how deep dive you went, but is that the only state where it's totally illegal?
No, there's like 8 different states where it's outrageous. It is outrageous that like I said, you're telling me that Uncle Sam is telling me what I can do in the water with my own 2 bare hands. Yeah. That doesn't seem right to me.
And Florida, out of all states, I mean,
that's where you lost me. Florida, they don't want anything outlawed. If they could ban all laws, they would do it.
Yeah.
Okay, if George Washington knew that right now in the state of Florida, I can't lawfully go and jam my hand elbow deep into a muddy hole until a disgusting catfish bites onto it, and I throw it up on the dock of a boat and give one fist up for America. He would be rolling in his grave right now. This is what is freedom if I can't grab catfish by my bare hands in a muddy, disgusting swamp?
It's a great question. So is Dad still going to do it? Is my question.
He's not comfortable breaking the law, but as his employer, I think we force him, Cameron. Chandler, here's your mission. Find a waterproof mic. Find a waterproof mic, and we're doing this. And then if all else fails, Cameron, we're going hair dryer fishing in that lake so we can zap up.
Hair dryer fishing.
Oh, man.
Cameron, I need an extension cord and a very old, dangerous hair dryer. I'm just going to chuck it in I need you to man the fuse box for me, because when those things break, snap them.
All right. What do you have, Annie?
Okay, so as it is my last week with my Valentine's decorations up, I'm bringing another love story. Also, what do you want to say, Cameron? Go ahead. The AFD is staying. I see you.
No, this is the Friday, March 2nd episode. Why are they still up?
Because it's the end of February.
I mean, we're already in March.
So y'all will already be on your plane back. Jesse will already have a barrage of nasty nightmares, and I will already have my Valentine's
I will be right now when people are hearing this. I will be somewhere over the Atlantic having the worst night terror you've ever seen. I will be wearing my only clean shirt,
crammed into steerage on Ethiopia Airlines,
which is a sleeveless American flag shirt that Cameron didn't tell me was inappropriate to wear.
Right.
Also, Annie, can I interject really quickly here and
just ask
what you mean by Valentine's Day decorations?
Right. Sorry. I have a little bit of a Valentine's touch to my mantle currently, and the dudes really love reminding me that my home decor is lacking.
Pink, red garland balls, like
that's what I'm seeing
from her mantle to celebrate the month of Valentine's.
Yeah.
Man, wouldn't I love to have that kind of time in my life?
Like I made them.
It's all spent doing Disney conspiracy theories.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. If you only have free time.
Some of us have to work for a living.
Spent 2 days on Twitter. Okay, so
it was more than 2 days.
Yeah, movie theories on Twitter.
That's right. Okay, so here's my story, my slice I found. Something else y'all should know about me that I don't know that I've shared fully is I love wordplay. I love when the wrong word is used somewhere. And this story hits all my favorite things right on the head. So this guy is buying, his name is Duncan. He's buying his girlfriend tickets to see the Red Hot Chili Peppers for Valentine's Day, for her favorite band. Oh. It's in a different town. He buys the tickets. They go there and they realize the crowd doesn't totally look like they expected. And so they're like, this is kind of weird. This isn't who usually comes to Red Hot Chili Peppers. And they had actually bought tickets to the world's best bagpipe band, the Red Hot Chili Pipers.
Oh,
So they showed up at the Red Hot Chili Pipers concert instead of Peppers. And actually they ended up loving it, but it was not what they signed up for. But I think that is the best. When I go on dates and weird stuff like that happens, those are the best ones. Because they're so memorable and hilarious.
How many tickets do the Red Hot Chili Pipers sell that are in it that are actually Red Hot Chili Peppers.
But I
fans who
enjoy that
didn't
they
read it
did
right.
that because they're going for the confusion. And it's like, once they're in the door, we're going to win them over. It's like the band that, names themselves Free Beer Tonight.
Yeah.
And so the theater marquee just says Free Beer Tonight.
Yep.
Place is packed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
To be
Brilliant.
announced or secret show or something like that.
Yeah.
Just get him in the door and hey, maybe you'll win him over.
Kimye.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, they won Duncan and his girlfriend over. They are now not only big Red Hot Chili Peppers fans, but also Red Hot Chili Pipers.
What do you have, Tyler?
Okay, so we may have seen this, but I didn't really. I saw some people like chattering about this, and I didn't click on it because I've got a lot going on. But
are you seriously going to report something that you didn't bother to click on?
But no, now I've clicked on it now today, and I want to catch people like me who maybe heard something about the Jeff Bezos clock and didn't know what was going on with the Jeff Bezos clock. Did you guys read anything about? Did you see this happening?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is insane. So Jeff Bezos is the sometime on and off again richest man in the world, founder of Amazon, owns a mountain in Texas, and he found the blueprints that a scientist by the name of Danny Hillis put together 30 or 40 years ago for a 10,000 year clock. This clock is 500 feet tall. He's installing it into the base of his mountain. It has the second hand ticks once a year, and then it ticks and then the minute hand ticks once a century, and it'll keep track of 10,000 years. And this way, if it's going to outlive Jeff Bezos, it'll outlive Amazon. According to him, it's going to outlive the United States and political dynasties and whatever else happens with the world. North Korea sends bombs over, everything else is gone, but this clock is going to outlive it all. He says it's more of a conceptual art piece designed to encourage people to be good stewards of humanity's distant future. My question for you guys is, why?
Yeah.
Why would
Literally,
you?
that is the only thing I'm wondering over here.
Right.
You have too much money when you're like, what should I do with one of the mountains that I own? And you're like, oh, I know, a weird conceptual clock that will last 10,000 years that no one can see because I'm burying it inside a mountain, and I'm going to spend, I have no idea. I'm going to guess it's more than a few $1 million.
Who wants to get? I have the number. I have the cost right in front of me. Who wants to take a stab at it? Jesse, you're in the ballpark.
Million.
Yeah, $8 million would be a lot. It's $42 million.
$42 million. Think about what can be done for $42 million.
Think about what can be done with $42
I would set up if I was just to
million.
blow $42 million, it'd be hilarious in a hilarious way. I would start the largest political lobbying arm in the world, and it would just be to get noodle legalized. It would be the National Noodling Association,
Right?
And we would be everywhere,
Right.
just a noodling activist.
Okay. Well, on that note, we'll keep the show moving. That'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, Rich Wilkerson Jr. joins us. You're listening to Big Thief. The song is Mythological Beauty. I think it's just like a grab bag of words sometimes, Well, this week's show is brought to you by Quip. When it comes to your health, brushing your teeth is one of the most important parts of your day. That's why Quip has combined dentistry and design to make a new electric toothbrush that packs just the right amount of vibrations into a slimmer design at a fraction of the cost of traditional electric brushes. With Quip, guiding pulses alert you when to switch sides, making brushing the right amount effortless. Jesse, that's for you. It's a little, and then you go, oh, okay, I'll switch now.
Yeah, I mean, because usually I do that by hand, and my teeth are in very terrible shape right now.
Yeah, it's like one side of your mouth is just rubbed raw, and the other side is moldy.
It's completely rotten. It's like Two-Face. I look like Two-Face from Batman in my mouth. I have a Harvey Dent. My teeth are like Harvey Dent. I don't know why I do that, but
Right now, Quip's subscription plan refreshes your brush on a dentist-recommended schedule every 3 months for just $5, including free shipping worldwide. No wonder Quip is backed by a network of over 10,000 dental professionals and was named one of Time Magazine's best inventions of the year. Find out why for yourself. Quip starts at just $25, and if you go to getquip.com/relevant right now, you'll get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush. That's your first refill pack free at getquip.com/relevant, spelled GETQUIP.com/relevant. Rich Wilkerson Jr. is the pastor and founder of Miami's Vous Church and the author of the new book, Friend of Sinners. And that he explores the dangers of Christians cutting themselves off from people who think differently from them and looks at what we can learn from the examples set by Christ. We recently spoke with Rich about the book and how Vous is reaching culture through art. Here is Rich Wilkerson Jr.
I love the title of the book, Friends of Sinners.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Because it's such a unique title, especially kind of in this day and age. Like, you see a lot of books that, challenge people's like kind of lifestyle and are like personal spiritual development. But this seems like a fresh topic. Where did that come about?
Well, Friend of Sinners obviously is one of the great nicknames given to Jesus. And I've always just found it to be provocative and scandalous in the way that it sounds, and it seems to me like 2,000 years later that it's still provocative. And so I like the sense that it's like a kind of a timeless title to me. You know what I mean? It just has this essence to it that it's intriguing. But I think what happened was I wrote a book about 2 years ago called Sandcastle Kings, and I started kind of touring or traveling or talking about that book, and it was just amazing as I was kind of getting in interviews like this, just how a lot of the questions would come back to people and maybe some of my friends and people that I do life with, or how we do life. And just a lot of questions, a lot of curiosity around maybe what they thought was maybe the appearance of evil or guilty by association. And in all of that, this soundbite kind of kept erupting out of me, which is just, it's not an original soundbite. I don't know where I heard it the first time, but just that people aren't projects, people are people,
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna treat you like projects. And so in all that, I just started thinking that I think I'm getting asked about this a whole lot, and I feel like Jesus himself was the best at this. He was so good at befriending and doing life with so many different types of people, and he was constantly being criticized and constantly being questioned about why he was there, who was that person. And ultimately, it was because he came to befriend all of us, that we're all sinners. And so for me, it's kind of been, I think it's a cool journey to follow up Sandcastle Kings, which is a book about building your life on Jesus. This is a book really about God's extravagant love, God's mission to win back humanity, and then our response as believers to mimic and become like Jesus on this earth in the sense of being carriers of the gospel, which would be to be friend of sinners ourselves.
Just to play devil's advocate a bit, because of something like when I was like growing up, I grew up in a Christian home and, went to youth group and, the whole kind of evangelical experience. And the things that a lot of leaders would say was like, you got to be careful who you hang out with, because, they'll end up influencing you more than you influence them. But, this kind of runs counter to that to a degree. How do you find the balance of hanging out with people that you're having a positive impact on, but also when it comes to like lifestyle, maybe differences is the best word to say, that they're not impacting you in a way that is negative?
Absolutely. Well, I think number one, I obviously pastor a local congregation here in Miami, and I probably preach the exact same messages. You got to be careful who you're spending the majority of your time with. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. I believe in all of those things. I think when it comes to the idea of the balance, I think that we've got to look at the life of Jesus once again. Jesus spent the majority of his time with 12 dudes who he was discipling that were like-minded, that they were sharpening one another, yet together and collectively they were impacting and going into spaces and going into areas and not afraid to bring light really into the night. And so I think the balance is different for all of us. I would definitely say that I think people need to journey and have a close group of people around them that are like-minded. The Bible talks very, that, bad company corrupts good character. And so I think we have to be aware of those things for sure. And you need to determine, are you being influenced or are you influencing? But even in that sense, this book is not about a scorecard in that regard. It's about seeing people for who they are and seeing them as God's creation and loving them where they are and not feeling the pressure that it's up to you to change people, but really allowing that to be God's role. Our role is to love. Our role is to serve. Our role is to come around and to partner with people. And so I think when it comes to a balance, I definitely think that you need to make sure that you've got people around you that are speaking life into you, that are like-minded, that have the same convictions as you, all those types of things. But when it comes to the fact, should we be stepping into spaces and engaging with people? The answer is absolutely yes. We see Jesus do it left and right.
You make such an interesting point there that it's not about, it's not our job to like change them. Like that's ultimately God's job.
And that's the heart of this thing. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get I feel like there's a big, huge divide and dichotomy oftentimes, especially when it comes to Christians, where it's all this either or world, when it's like, man, we're in such a both and time. We need to definitely give them the truth, but we have to do that with grace. And I think for me, on my journey, so many times it's like, man, you're with those people, but they haven't changed yet. Well, what you'll discover in the Gospels is that Jesus was with people and they didn't change yet. You'll also find Jesus in the Gospels that we don't have any evidence that he actually shared the gospel. We just see him hanging out with them. The first chapter of the book is called Missed Message, and it's the story of Matthew, the tax collector, also known as Levi, when he gets completely radically changed by Jesus. But then the next scene is Jesus and a bunch of tax collectors at a party hanging out together, and the Pharisees show up. They're like, yo, what's this guy doing with all these sinners? And Jesus' answer is so funny to me. He's like, well, I didn't come for the healthy. I came for the sick. And I can kind of see the Pharisees. I've been this way going, oh, okay, good. We like that mission, but completely missing the mission. What he was saying is that all of you are sinners. And until you've met me and encountered me, you're all lost. You're all sick. So I came for you, but you have to realize that you're the one that needed to be saved.
It's so interesting because I feel like a lot of Christians have sort of been trained that every kind of conversation with people who believe differently have to end with that sort of opportunity. Or you watch these kind of some of them are like these cheesy Christian movies and that end with an altar call, but real life doesn't work like that.
That's the essence of this book. This book is not a how-to. You know what I mean? It's not like, Rich Wilkerson Jr. explains how to win your friends. You're not going to get that. I think you're going to get, I think a lot of the paradigm and the philosophy that we down at Vous and our community is trying to interpret the scriptures in. But this is a book that's going to try to wreck your thought process on what good and bad is. This is a book that's trying to remind us that we are all sinners saved by grace. This is a book that's a reminder that Jesus is the Savior, Jesus is the sustainer, and Jesus has come for friendship, relationship with all of us. And I think once we encounter that frees us up to model his life more than ever before. And so, this is not my chance here's your entry question of how to win someone to Jesus. That's the opposite of this book. Hey, do you know where you're going to spend eternity? Like that. Yeah. That's not what this book is. This book's about relationship, about loving people. And I think that you definitely bring up good points. And I think people have already kind of brought that kind of stuff up to me. Where is the line? You know what I mean? And I think that line has to be really brought to with God. And that you have to, I think legalism is always starts in your heart. You know what I mean? It's a motivation. It's an intention. Why are you doing what you're doing? I know I'm on a journey to try to love people more than I ever have before. And I'm trying to do so without an end game in mind, with going, okay, now we're done. We finished what we set out to do. I don't think people are a goal. I don't think people are a project. So that's really what the heart of this book is studying Jesus and how he did that, and maybe what that should look like in return on our part.
It's such interesting timing for the book too, because I feel like on kind of the macro level, you see this happening in culture to a degree. These intersections of especially in like hip hop and urban music, I know you have a relationship with Kanye West, and we see with like Chance and Kendrick, these guys who are weaving these spiritual questions into other what would be, if you categories as maybe like mainstream music, but it seems to also tap into a cultural moment that we're having where the journey sometimes isn't always black and white. Sometimes you meet people halfway there.
Absolutely. I think that we are in a very, very interesting time, and it's been quite amazing to watch as the gospel of Jesus has definitely somehow become a part of mainstream culture. Not that people necessarily believe, but definitely people, I think, are listening. And I think, to me, it just shows that people are hungry and people are interested. And so they're not interested in religion. They're not interested in a whole set of rules and telling them what they've done wrong. But I think that they are very, very hungry to discover whether they know it or not, who Jesus is and what his real message is.
Yeah.
And his real message is that, hey, I came to take everything that you deserve so that you can get everything that I deserve. And it's scandalous. It doesn't make sense that God would come and befriend us, a fallen world, depraved people. Yet that's who he is. He's the God who comes to us because we couldn't get to him. And I hope that people resonate with it. I hope that it is a book that gets into lots of hands, and I'm hoping it's a book that gets beyond, quote unquote, the box of evangelical Christianity. I'm hoping it does get into culture. I'm hoping it does get into some people's hands, because I think whether you're a believer or not, I think if you're a non-believer, it's going to be really, really a hopeful, encouraging message of hearing the gospel, seeing what Jesus did, who he was. But then on the flip side, I think if you are a believer, I think it's going to have some good challenges there. And hopefully it results in some adjustments and some practical things that we can do as people. One of the things for me is just going, hey, we can disagree and not disrespect people. Yeah. Like, that's one of my biggest prayers. You know what I mean? Like, I'm that guy who, like, I just believe if we could just get everyone to have dinner together, we could solve a lot of problems.
Totally.
I'm just kind of hoping, just because we disagree doesn't mean we get to disrespect. And just because we don't agree on everything doesn't mean that we can't accept one another.
Rich, I want to talk briefly about Vous, because you guys are doing such cool things, and really have made an effort to almost do the church version of this to a degree, where you have the ability to reach people, reach Christians, and kind of build up the church, but also engaging the community there with all these kind of different projects you have going on, even the culture. With I was talking with Cameron and about the installation at Basel and all this cool stuff.
Yeah,
what's your approach to engaging the local community and engaging the culture at large from a church perspective, not just the individual perspective, but as what the body of Christ can do?
Yeah, I really think that what you're saying is that, I think as individuals come together, we are the body of Christ. And as we come together individually, and as we come together collectively, and as we start to live this stuff out, hopefully we see greater things than what Vous Church has been able to accomplish. But I think at Vous Church, we've just got different things that we adamantly believe. So the day we started our church, it's like, we're going to do monthly service projects. And those have always just been a seed in the ground. We want to do daily and weekly service things. And we just called them I Love My City. But the whole premise and the whole tagline is that we're not called to change a city. We're called to serve this city. And then we always say, if we serve the city, God will change it. Well, I can't tell you how many stories of people have started going to our church because on Saturdays once a month, hundreds of people show up to do clean up the streets, paint public schools, go to children's homes, go to elderly homes and play music. Like, people that do not know Jesus, people that do not have any kind of a church background, have come to those Saturday meetings and now ultimately are in church saved. And I just believe in that stuff. I've had people attack me for saying that. They say, that's wrong. We're called to bring change. And I know what they mean. And obviously, I think that we are to be change agents. But I'm just saying that the tactic, the method of how we get there is not for me to set up and say, we're here to change Miami. We're here to serve Miami. We're here to love Miami. We actually think we change it by loving it. We actually think we change it by serving it.
That was Rich Wilkerson Jr. Make sure to check out his new book, Friend of Sinners. It's out now. You're listening to Beckon. The song is Cold as Ice.
So good.
Well, this week's show is also brought to you by RX Bar. RX Bar is a whole food protein bar. What does that mean? Their bars are made with 100% whole ingredients. They want to be transparent and upfront with their customers, which is why they label the core ingredients, like egg whites, dates, and nuts, on the front of the package, and ingredients that make up texture and taste on the back, like 100% real cacao, coconut, etc. Jesse, I'm packing my RX bars for our trip. Just FYI.
I will be sure to steal some.
Beyond being a go-to snack that checks off a number of nutritional boxes, RX bars actually taste delicious. They found creating a bar made from real whole food ingredients actually tastes better than anything else out there. They don't need the fillers, the additives, the chemicals, or the added sugar. RX bars come in 11 delicious flavor varieties. They're gluten-free, soy-free, and dairy-free, and there's no added sugar. I have a box in my desk, actually, here at the office. They're great to just toss in your backpack or in your bag for the plane. They actually aren't kidding. They really are delicious. I used to have another kind of protein bar that was my go-to.
Yeah.
Fully switched over. Well,
you know who else wasn't kidding? What? Me. I'm going to steal some because they sound delicious. And I'm woefully unprepared and will be having night terrors. I need something on the stomach. So I'm taking dangerous psychotic medicine.
For 25% off your first order, visit rxbar.com/relevant. Enter promo code relevant at checkout. That's 25% off your first order. You know what I did? I fell in love with the bars, went over there, took advantage of the 25% off, because it's for the first order. I just ordered a ton. I ordered like 6 boxes and stuff because I was 25% off. Juke the system, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
25% off your first order. Visit rxbar.com/relevant. Enter promo code relevant. Jonathan Merritt is a contributor to publications like The Atlantic, The Week, Religion News Service, New York Times, and Relevant. Kirsten Powers is an author, USA Today columnist, and a CNN political analyst. This spring, they're launching a brand new show on the Relevant Podcast Network called The Faith Angle. Each week, the show looks at the intersection of faith, politics, and policies and explores the issues that matter to people of faith. We recently spoke with Kirsten and Jonathan about how to navigate these often complicated issues and what Christians should be most concerned about. Here is Jonathan Merritt and Kirsten Powers.
So what would you guys say is the elevator pitch for the faith angle, if you had to describe it in 15 seconds?
We've used the tagline, a survival guide for the faithful in Trump's America. And what we're really getting at there, and we talked about this a little bit in the teaser, is that the 2016 election changed everything, and everybody sort of intuitively realizes that. And what we're trying to get at is the way that this moment in American history has created particular challenges, particularly for people of faith. And so that's what we're going to be talking about a lot of the same issues that other people are talking about, but we're getting to what we're calling the faith angle, which is sort of that component that really matters to people of faith.
Both of you have been covering faith and politics for longer than just the Trump moment. I guess it's Trump moment. It feels like the past 100 years, but the Trump moment that we're in. How surprised have you been? Like, did what happened in 2016, what's still happening today, come to you as a surprise, or did you see this on the horizon?
Right. So for me, those are two different things. The first one, I would say, I definitely saw someone like Trump coming down the pike, just not quite yet. So, and by that I mean, what I saw was every election, especially if you look at the House of Representatives, you saw a lot of anger at whoever was in power. It didn't really matter whether it was Republicans, Democrats. You would just use these votes against whoever was in power, and there was a lot of frustration. And so you saw this frustration bubbling up, and I always felt like at some point people are going to do something really radical. And I consider choosing Trump a very radical choice. Even for a lot of people who voted for him and would say, I don't love him, but I really wanted somebody that was going to shake up the system and do something different. So I guess it just came a little sooner than I was expecting. On the second half, no, I did not predict what happened with evangelicals. And maybe Jonathan has a different perspective because he spends more time closely following evangelicals, whereas I do it sort of occasionally. But I was surprised at how they fell in line behind somebody who really does not share their values, or at least their stated values, and not just grudgingly supported him, but enthusiastically supported him.
We are all familiar with people like Eric Metaxas. I'd also throw somebody like Jerry Falwell Jr., Franklin Graham in there, who've been very enthusiastic in their support of Donald Trump. What, from your perspective, is the opinion or the approach of the Christians who are far more guarded in their support of Trump, but still pulled the lever for him in November? They would agree with almost everything that you've said, but still, by very large, overwhelming margins, said he's still the guy. He's still the person I'm voting for president. What's the motivating impetus there?
Well, a lot of people who voted for Trump didn't vote for Trump. They voted against Hillary Clinton. They believed this notion that they had two choices. Now, you had some people who realized they had a multiplicity of choices. They could vote for another candidate, they could write in a candidate, they could not vote. But a lot of people conditioned by our two-party system sort of come to the voting booth with this idea that you can either vote the person with an R or a D. And given those choices, because of all of the hatred of the Clintons, I think, among Christians, because of her general unlikability, because of the scandals that were coming up during this time, people just felt like they couldn't vote for her, and so they would vote for whoever was not her. And I think a lot of people did it with a bit of wishful thinking. You know, you remember Trump was saying, you're never going to believe how presidential I'll be when I get elected. And I think there were a lot of people who thought, well, here is this bombastic entertainer, but he's a good businessman. He's got some solid instincts. He'll surround himself with good people. I think many of those people, if you look at his approval rating, some of those people are disappointed. Some of them are not. Some of them have just sort of made peace with their decisions. But I think people who have that logic they're more respectable, in my view, than someone who sort of courts a cognitive dissonance. You know, if you think about someone like a James Dobson, so a James Dobson who kind of led the character counts movement against Bill Clinton and said, you know, we need to have someone really respectable in the Oval Office and who adheres to these XYZ Christian values, that now is saying, you know, like Franklin Graham said the other day, well, he's not president perfect. That was his response to sort of this reported payoff of the porn star. Well, he's not president perfect. Or you'll hear people saying things like, you know, we're electing a president-in-chief, not a pastor-in-chief. Those kinds of arguments are arguments that were made by people who opposed the religious right 20 years ago. And so that, to me, is what's more surprising, is the people who basically flipped the script. And you've seen the data on that, right? That white evangelicals are now one of the largest constituencies in the U.S. to say you can be a person, an immoral president, and still do your job. And that number has flip-flopped. It used to be really low, I think, in the 30s. Now it's in the 70-something percentile. And so it's not the folks who voted for Donald Trump as a vote against Hillary Clinton that bother me as much as people who sort of now praise him as if he's some sort of paragon of religious principle.
Yeah, the thing is, I think the one thing you have to remember is people generally, when you talk about how people make decisions to vote, the way they generally do it is they choose who they want to vote for, and then they make the argument to support that decision. That's just all, you know, the research would basically show that. It's not, you know, we'd like to think that it's based on, I'm this really principled person and I'm not a hypocrite and I hold everybody to the same standards. But really, that's not what happens. So the question is, should evangelicals be held to a higher standard? And I would actually say yes. And not evangelicals, Christians in general, faithful people, in the sense that you can't, like Jonathan just laid out, you can't say, you know, when Bill Clinton's cheating, that's just, character is the only thing that matters, and we don't care about anything else he does. And then when we have, all these accusations against, and even admissions from the president, well, he's not, the pastor in chief. You can't be a hypocrite, and we know why, because we all read the Bible, right? I mean, it's not like, it's very clear how Jesus felt about particularly religious leaders who are hypocrites, but hypocrisy in general. So if you're a Christian, can we talk about that? And we will talk about that. Like, we will talk about that with Eric, for example, to try to understand that. Because I think that the answer probably that I've gotten from the people that I know is it's about the court. So they feel like it doesn't matter that they don't like Donald Trump, or that Donald Trump's done all these bad things. What really matters is you've got to keep the court in conservative hands, in particular because of abortion and religious liberty and these other issues. And I don't know that that's not a defensible position if you weren't one of the people who was screaming about character and all those other things with Bill Clinton. So that's kind of the problem. I think it is the hypocrisy, and it is the question of what kind of witness. To me, it always comes back to what kind of witness is this to other people. And I think for a lot of people who already have problems with Christianity, they just say, this is a political movement. It's not about faith. It's not about a relationship with Jesus. And I think in the end, that has to be the most important thing. And I don't know that people are appreciating that.
That was Jonathan Merritt and Kirsten Powers. Make sure to head over to iTunes and check out the trailer for their brand new podcast, The Faith Angle, which is launching soon.
You once. Lately I can't find me. I used to feel the rush, and now I need you to feel the vibe. I need you to see the point. I need you to feel alive. I need you to feel a void.
You're listening to The Neighborhood. The song is Void. Okay, it's time for your feedback. As you know, if you've been listening 2 out of the last 3 weeks, we've started this segment with our new Listener of the Week segment. A little behind baseball, while you were listening to the interviews and stuff just now, Annie had to bounce. So Annie is not on this final segment, but magically you will hear her say goodbye at the end of the show. So that's a little something that's going to happen.
The power of radio.
The power of radio, yeah. So Jesse and Tyler and I are here, and we still want to do the Listener of the Week. So it's time for this week's...
You listen to the show, and it's time to get to know you. It's the Listener of the Week.
This week, Joshua Hernandez is joining us. Welcome to the show, Joshua.
Bienvenidos. That's my tagline when I become a permanent resident of the Relevant Podcast.
Oh, I like it. He's got a hello. I like it. Hey, Jesse, why did we select Joshua? Do you have his 3 facts in front of you?
I do. And I selected him for a couple of reasons. Partly because of his facts, partly because we were corresponding on Twitter in DMs a few weeks ago. And when it didn't work out for him to be on, he said, darn it, I had my monologue ready. So honestly, that was part of the reason. But okay, you actually after the 3 facts, I said, let's confirm the 3 facts. And so I have a lot here. So, here's the 3 I want to talk about, Josh. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to talk about you and your son almost getting arrested for trying to hug Joakim Noah at a Bulls game. I figured you're a man after our own heart. I also want to talk about how you and your son ended up in a David Blaine magic trick. And finally, I want to hear about your kinship to Eddie because of your Eagle Scout credentials. Those are the 3 facts for Josh Hernandez. Josh, tell us what transpired between you, your son, and Bulls star Joakim Noah.
Well, he's on the Knicks now. But
yeah, that's right.
This happened a few years ago. It was during the NBA playoffs. Last game, one of the last series that Coach Thibodeau coached for the Bulls, and I told my dad, I've been a lifelong Bulls fan. I told my dad, "Come on, let's go up to Chicago, go catch the series, and while we're at it, let's go meet Benny the Bull." I figure if you can get your kid to love your team, you've succeeded as a parent. So Benny the Bull is the best way to get my son to love the Bulls. So I got the package so that way we can meet Benny the Bull before the game.
Wait, hold on. They have a mascot package, not a player package, but a mascot package.
A mascot package, yeah. So we got to meet Benny the Bull. He came and met up with us during the game and stuff. But we're down on the floor, and Joakim Noah, who's our favorite player because he's grit and grind, and he was just doing all the small little things. He's there shooting free throws, and I'm like, hey, Ham, which is his name. Well, his name's Abraham, but I call him Ham. I'm like, Ham, look at this Joakim Noah. Go run up to him and go give him a hug. No one was protecting him or anything like that. There was security around, but
no one was protecting him. So you told your son.
So he's on the court shooting basketballs, shockingly without a bodyguard next to him.
Exactly. Now, if I were to go do that, I would probably get arrested or something like that.
Right.
But you can't arrest a 4-year-old.
Kid. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So he chickened out. He chickened out. But I'm always telling him, look for situations in your life. Now he's 8. I'm always like, look for situations in your life so that way you can go ahead and experience different things in life. Yeah. So David Blaine came to El Paso a few months ago, and I got tickets, and we had a meet and greet before the concert. And I told him, you know what? It'd be a pretty cool experience if you were to actually do a magic trick for him because he had received a magic kit like several months before for Christmas.
Yeah.
So he practiced his magic trick for like weeks on end. We get up to do the meet and greet with David Blaine. He kind of forgets about the thing because we're just meeting David Blaine. As we're walking away, I'm like, hey, didn't you want to do something for David Blaine? Well, he does the magic trick for David Blaine. And they're like, oh, David Blaine like played along. Now, if a grown man like myself were to do, hey, David Blaine, let me do a magic trick for you. Great. It wouldn't go, but when an 8-year-old does it, it's actually pretty cool.
Okay, Josh, I'm going to pause you right here because here's what I love about Josh so far is you know how you hear about these parents who live vicariously through their children and they're like, like a hardcore like football dad or something that pushes their kids a little too hard because they didn't have the glory on the field. Like, Josh is living vicariously through his son, but for awesome stuff that's not going to damage him as an adult. Like, hey, go run onto an NBA court right now. And by the way, can I say that I love that your favorite player was Joakim Noah because he does all the small things. I appreciate that about you, Josh. But the other thing, too, is like, I have a feeling you were more passionate about doing a magic trick for David Blaine than your son, but you got him to do it because the reaction would be better. And I appreciate that, Josh.
That's why you have kids. To do chores, to bring you Diet Cokes while you're watching TV, and to live out all your like funny ideas.
Yeah. But again, he can't get arrested. Once he turns 18, he goes off his record. Whereas me, it's stuck with me for the rest of my life.
Listen, those restraining orders just don't go magically away at this age. He's 8 years old. Let's go harass David Blaine. So David Blaine was impressed by his trick?
Yes, sir. And then later on, once he met and did the meet and greet with everyone, he came up and was like, hey, I got a few magic tricks. Well, during one of those tricks, he picked out my son and did a trick for him. He was part of the trick. And we still have the card where he put his initials on it and picked out his card. I have it on video. My description does it no justice whatsoever.
Does he have a bent knife or fork?
Did David Blaine impale you or your son or himself with an ice pick?
Well, it just say my soul's been sold to someone. I don't know who, the highest bidder or something like that. That's one of those tricks.
Well, that's cool. Well, finally, your other interesting fact, and I'm bummed Eddie's not here with us, but I do want to get you because Eddie talks up the Eagle Scout thing. Eddie acts like if there is any scenario that he basically becomes Bruce Willis from Die Hard because of his Eagle Scout training. How enthusiastic of an Eagle Scout are you, Josh?
Well, for the longest time, I was Eagle Scout over Order of the Bow. Long time listener, as you can tell. But since Eddie's not here, and I hear that he was upset and didn't want to talk to me, I have to go back to Order of the Bow now.
There you go.
I like it. You made the right choice.
Eddie was scheduled to be here, but when he saw the show rundown and saw that we were calling Joshua Hernandez, he said, "I'm out," and he just walked out.
And you know what? The kind of guy, the kind of father that Josh is, who's pushing his son into these legally precarious situations, that sounds like a bow man to me. That sounds like the kind of guy we want in the order.
If people have no idea what we're talking about right now, go listen to podcasts from about 3 or 4 years ago.
It's important.
Yeah, it's for people who aren't Eagle Scout material, we started who I guess what did they have like the Order of the Arrow, which is like the elite Eagle Scouts or something, Josh?
Well, it's like a different. It's part of the Eagle Scouts, but it's like a different organization and stuff like that. But I've been so far removed, like I don't remember much of it anymore.
Good, you've been banished.
Oh man, that was like an early podcast for me.
All I gotta tell you is my Eagle Scout ceremony. I would prefer not to talk about it because my parents are still traumatized by that experience.
Wow.
So what you're saying is you're persona non grata with the Boy Scouts right now.
When they need to check, that's when they call me.
Oh, right.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Listener of the week, Joshua Hernandez. Hey, thanks for listening, man. Thanks for hitting us up. It's this was a lot of fun.
Hey, no, thank you guys. Can I share a real quick story real fast?
Please.
With you guys? With your podcast, several years ago, my son that I was talking about was involved in a very serious accident. And during like his hospital stay, your guys' podcast was one of the things I would listen to, like just when I got away and stuff like that. And so you guys actually brought a lot of laughter to my life during that time by listening to your guys' podcast. So I just want to tell you guys thank you. You guys are doing like the podcast between spirituality and everything like that, and it's helped my faith. I talked to Cameron a few months ago regarding that. I just want to tell you guys are doing a good job and keep it up. All right.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Man, thanks a lot. That means a lot.
Josh, thanks, man.
Appreciate it. All right. Thanks, Joshua. It was great talking to you, dude. Thanks.
I appreciate you guys.
Hey, thanks,
you guys
Josh.
Take care, okay? And thank you for the opportunity.
All right, you too.
Thanks, man.
Okay, well, it's time for your feedback. Remember last week we didn't have a question of the week because, Inside Baseball, we're doing 2 shows in 1 week and spreading them out for you. So we don't have any listener feedback. But we do have this week's
editorial question of the week. Hey.
Annie suggested this before she bailed. She said, clearly, the question of the week has to be, what would you do to ridiculously spend $42 million?
Yeah, you have to spend $42 million in the most hilarious way possible. But here the caveat is, it cannot help people. It cannot be for the benefit of like humanity.
It has to be the equivalent of building a massive 10,000-year clock and burying it in your mountain. As useless as that. $42 million.
I would build a fleet of actual size Noah's Ark. I'm not talking like, I'm guessing those life size Noah's Arks that they're building, that guy built in Norway.
Yeah.
They can't, there's a lumber, right? That's got to be like $1 million a pop. They can't be any more than that. I would have 42 of them and just sail them, and it'd be very hazardous in harbors around the world. It would be the harbor hazard fleet, and we would just sail 42 life-size Noah's Arks around the world.
You know what I'd probably do? I'd probably spend all 42 million of it trying to find a way to like sneak along on you guys' upcoming trip here and just cause trouble.
Hey, I would build the most gorgeous mansion you've ever seen out of fine crystal. Like it would be like one of the great wonders of the world. And then I would tee up a golf ball and just whack it through there and just watch it shatter everywhere. It would be hilarious and awesome. People would love it. People give people a lot of joy. I think so.
All right. Well, hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast, or you can post your longer ideas on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com. And we will read our favorites next week. Many thanks to the show's sponsors for making this episode possible. Remember, with Blue Apron, you can check out this week's menu and get $30 off your first order with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/relevant. Also to Quip. Quip starts at just $25, and you can go to getquip.com/relevant right now, and you'll get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush. And also RX Bar. For 25% off your first order, visit rxbar.com/relevant and enter promo code relevant at checkout for 25% off. Thanks also to our guest, Rich Wilkerson Jr. You can follow him on Twitter at Rich Wilkerson Jr. His book, Friends of Sinners, is out soon. You can pre-order right now on Amazon. Also to Kirsten and Jonathan, remember to subscribe to The Faith Angle now at iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts. You can subscribe now. The trailer's up. It's going to be a compelling show. I can't wait. The new issue of Relevant is out now. We told you about it last week. It's our 15-year anniversary issue in print. It's exciting. John Legend is on the cover. Ava DuVernay is in the issue. There's a lot going on. You don't want to miss it. You can subscribe now at relevantmagazine.com. You'll get it and a year's worth of magazines mailed to you. It's we think you'll like it. It's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
We have a good deal going on right now. So go check that out at relevantmagazine.com and pick up the new issue. It's available, I think, at almost all the Barnes & Nobles if you were looking for it on the newsstand.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, we'll wrap it up. Jesse and I have to leave for Wakanda in a few hours, so we're gonna
get some sleep, guys.
Yeah, I mean, if you're listening to this, there's a good chance that I'm screaming over the Atlantic right now in just a panic. So enjoy, have fun.
All right. Well, on that note, we'll wrap it. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Chandler Strang.
I'm Annie F. Downs.
I'm Tyler Huckabee.
I'm Jesse Carey.
We'll see you guys next week.
Cause I'm a dead man walking, I got nothing to lose. I'm a dead man walking, I got blood in my shoes. I'm a dead man walking, I got nothing to prove. I'm dead already, ain't nothing that the devil can do. I'm a dead man.
Thank you for listening to the Relevant Podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to leave us a review on iTunes. Check out other shows from the Relevant Podcast Network in the podcast section at relevantmagazine.com. And while you're there, browse exclusive podcast merchandise at our online store. Make sure to subscribe to Relevant Magazine. Info is available at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
Yeah, I'ma kill my ego. Putting blood in the ground where he go. Feeling like a hero, listening to beast mode. Cause I've been flipping tables in the temple of my soul. So to go to who I am like it was dope in plastic bags. Now I'm holding on to hope of what I have. With a coffin broken open and a dagger in my hand, singing I'm a dead man walking, I got nothing to lose. I'm a dead man walking, I got blood in my shoes. I'm a dead man walking, I got nothing to prove.
I have malaria pills and sweet dreams every night. Real horrific, vivid ones.